Good morning, everyone. Today's video is going to be about a very important topic. We're going to talk specifically about communicating to our employees and our students as we prepare for our return to on-site operations for the fall 2020 semester. And as I usually do in these videos, I like to invite a friend to come in and talk about the topic. And this morning we have Stu Ostertune. And Stu, remind us all as to what is your title?
I am the Administrative Director of Public Information and Marketing.
Thank you, Stu. And if you remember, Stu, one of the things that I thought I was really clear about when we started with all this COVID-19 situation unfolding was that you had to be right in the middle of making sure we had a nice, clear, centralized approach to communicating to our employees and our students. And it's just as important now as we start to plan for the return to on-site operations in the fall. We're going to have a lot of questions, and I think we've had a lot of questions, and you've been doing a lot of different things to try to help us make sure we're communicating. Tell us about some of those things.
Absolutely. You made a great point in that the questions, regardless of your communication, the questions are always going to continue. People just think of other things, and the situation is fluid. It continues to change. So yeah, from the start, we created the COVID-19 website, southeast.edu/COVID-19. That's kind of been our clearinghouse for all communication, whether it be students, faculty and staff. That way the general public can also get on there and see what we've been communicating. The student communication has been frequent, and it's been important. I mean, we don't just put information out there that everything that we do has a purpose. And so we've used email, we've used some texting, we've used our regroup emergency messaging system, obviously pointing them to our website as well. And so, and obviously with the different student audiences, sometimes it's kind of challenging because, we've got CENCAP, we've got the Career Academy students, and we've got prospects. So, but we have people here at the college who manage those lists. And so we feel like we've done a pretty good job of getting the word out to students, and then, hopefully their parents will be able to see what's going on as well. Obviously, for the fall semester, we want to make sure that students returning to us feel comfortable and they feel like they're going to be coming back to a safe environment. And so we've been communicating a lot of those protocols and procedures that we are putting in place now.
You bring up something very interesting, Stu. You said we want to communicate to the students and the parents, about what's going to happen the fall semester from a safety perspective. I also think it's extremely important when we communicate, and as you pointed out, it's in the form of our website, emails, regroup, lots of different ways. We do want to communicate that, but when if you're a new student or a returning student, there's something that's just so exciting about coming back and going to college and learning new things and talking to your friends. And while we have the safety protocols in place to make sure that can be done safely, we also want students to be very excited and looking forward to coming back, whether that's in a face-to-face or online format. But this is an exciting time. Every summer, I know I personally get really excited about the fact that the fall's coming, and there is nothing, more refreshing and exciting than being around individuals learning and discovering and bettering themselves by pursuing, their educational journey. So I know that it's real important that we keep that message going we want to make sure even students that are having to go to school during this time, we want it to be exciting for them.
Absolutely. And I think about the Crete Carrier Diesel Technology and Welding Center. I think we had the ribbon cutting in, I think it was February. And so students barely got in that facility, and then COVID hit. So they're the students who are returning this fall are really stepping into a brand new building again. And so that's exciting.
Yeah, and we have a new health science building that'll be open this fall, I believe in October. While I'm not sure if we'll be having full classes, we may have opportunities to use that facility as early as this fall. The same is also true with the new 60,000 square foot general purpose building in Beatrice. And we have a lot of new facilities in renovation projects that are coming to completion, and that's really exciting for students. I know we're going to have the study rooms available in the 88 No campus as an example. Those are relatively new, wonderful spaces for students. So we're really looking forward to bringing students back in a safe and appropriate way, but to ensure that they are not only safe, but they're getting the benefits of all the wonderful things that
Right.
come along with higher education. What else? What are some of the things that you're doing that might be new in terms of communication?
Well, it's a good question. Maybe not so much new, but more of kind of refining and using social media in some different ways. Our admissions office, with the blessing of my office, took over our Instagram account, and so they have put together a really nice set of storyboards about different communication during this COVID and the return in the fall. um, we've tried to use more of the mainstream media to help get our message out there as well. I think that's really important that we kind of get our message out to the general public too. It's like, well, what is Southeast doing? Well, we're not starting early. We are starting on time, August 24th. We are ending on time. There's a lot of other schools that have altered their fall schedules, and I'm really glad that we haven't gone that path. I'm not saying that we won't have to, but for right now, it's all systems go as the fall schedule has been printed, and so I think that gives students and parents some assurance that things are as normal as we can possibly make them.
Appreciate those comments too. We'll wrap it up. Before we do, I do want to make an observation. And we think of communication, and your office is in charge of being our kind of centralized way we communicate. I think it's really important for everyone to understand that communication doesn't just go in one direction. It comes in other directions. So let's say, for example, an employee or student cannot find what they are looking for. We want to be available and responsive and make it clear that we want people to be assertive and ask us questions about what's happening at the college, and then we can respond accordingly. And sometimes that's really useful information. We might be thinking that the message is really clear, but we might get a question from someone. But if the person doesn't take the time to do that, then it's really hard for us to be responsive. So I think creating a system to make it really easy to contact the college and to offer input or ask a question, I think is a huge part of your responsibility and what your office does.
Right, and I would say, in related to that, and we probably haven't done this as much as we should have, but when we created the COVID page, it was bright, shiny, and new, and it looks great, and I think it still does, but we need to freshen it. We need to make changes because, like anything, if you drive by a sign that is the same sign and you drive by it every single day, well, after a while, you stop looking at it because it's the same sign. And so that goes for websites as well. And so we're going to be working on freshening that COVID page, keeping fresh homepage rotators up there so that, the communication stays relevant and current and attractive.
Thank you for that, Stu. Anything else you'd like to add?
I don't think so. We're just excited to get the fall here. Obviously, we've got a summer session that starts July 1st to navigate, and welcoming students back for that. And so, yeah, August 24th, we'll be here before you know it.
All right. Thank you so much, Stu. Thanks for spending a little time with us today. And with that, I'll tell everyone to have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care, Stu.
Take care.